only difference between the rich and the poor is money. But money is the least thing that differentiates the rich from the poor. And in this video, you will learn 16 more other things that differentiate the rich from the poor. Number one, the rich think abundance, the poor think scarcity. This thinking pattern is so subtle that we don't even realize it. For the poor, there is not enough to go around, while the rich sees abundance even in the unlikely of places. Number two, the rich lives in the faith of what is possible. The poor lives in fear of what might go wrong. While the rich lives in an inner state of faith, despite the economic situation and newspaper headlines, the poor live in perpetual fear. While fear and faith demand that we believe in what we cannot see, the rich choose to believe in the positive while the poor believe in the negative. Number three, the rich feels in control while the poor feels out of control. The rich conditions themselves to focus on what they have control over, as against what the poor do, hurling over what they cannot control and ignoring what they can control. In an out of control world, the poor wobbles helplessly, but self control keeps the rich steady. Number four, the rich have a mind of their own. The poor are influenced by every thread of idea and opinion. We all have a mind. The rich use it, but the poor rents it for others to use. The ability to create independent thoughts and opinions is one of the most powerful things in life. Don't give it away. Number five, the rich live outward, the poor live inward. The rich always want to be in a position where they can reach down and pull others up, while the poor are looking for who they can either pull down to go up or who will pull them up. Because the rich lives outward, they always seek opportunity and positions that will enable them to reach others, while the poor are focused on themselves. The rich know that it is in giving that you receive. Number six, the rich feeds their minds with positivity. The poor feeds their minds with negativity. The poor are the first to read the newspaper, to hang around where they are discussing political and economic meltdown. You hardly find the rich in such settings. The rich consciously listen to messages and ideas that will lift and build them up. Number seven, the rich want to learn more than they want to earn. For the poor, it is all about earning. Earning fits the poor for a day or two, but learning fits the rich for years and years. You can either make a living or you make a life, and that depends on your approach to life. Do you live to earn, or do you live to learn? Number eight, the rich work more than the rich, while the poor wish more than the work. The simple way to get something done is to get off your butt, roll up your sleeves, and work for it. Nobody crosses the sea merely by wishing and staring at the water, which is what the poor do. They spend their time wishing for what they should be working for. An African proverb said, wishing does not make a poor man rich. Number nine, the rich plan, the poor worry. You might ask, who worries when they can plan? The poor do. The mindset of a planner is to see what it can create, while that of the warrior is to see what it can stress about. If you cannot plan for it, you have no business worrying about it in the first place. But if you can plan for it, then worrying is useless. Number 10, the rich practice gratitude, the poor practice complaint. When you hear the poor complain, you will see the skillfulness and mastery of the arts some of them have attained. They complain about almost everything and never stop to be thankful for the things they have. The opposite is the case for the rich. The rich live in daily gratitude for what they have. An attitude of gratitude will always find the good and will always attract the good. The rich accept responsibility, the poor push responsibility. That is number 11. Difference between the rich and the poor. So while the rich take responsibility for their happiness and success, the poor push this responsibility to family and friends. The major reason why people are poor is that they are afraid of taking responsibility for their wealth. It is easier to blame the system and blame people than to blame themselves for where they are. Number 12, the rich plan for the future, the poor live for the present. While nothing is wrong with living for the present, but when it hinders you from thinking about the future, then lies the problem. If living in the present stands in the way of preparing for the future, then you are bound to be poor when the future comes. Farsightedness is both a gift and a skill the rich have mastered. With foresight, they create the path to their future. Number 13, the rich practice self-love. The poor practice self-sabotage. Self-love includes the things we say about ourselves, the thoughts we think and believe about ourselves, and the kindness we show to ourselves. The rich take themselves seriously and they assert and value themselves. But for the poor, self-sabotage is how they live. They talk themselves down and demean their own importance. Number 14, the rich don't ask for permission to live, whereas the poor need permission to live. Deep down, we know what to do and where we want to go. While a group of people go after their heart desires, a bunch of other people wait until they are permitted to go after their dreams. When and how the permission comes will determine if they will or will not do what they desire. What the poor are living for approval, encouragement, and acknowledgement, the rich are creating their encouragement and their acknowledgement. Number 15, the rich focus on why they can as against why they can't, which the poor focus on. No one can change the direction of the tide, but all of us could adjust the direction of our sail to reach our direction. And that starts with believing and focusing on what we can do, which is to adjust ourselves. Because the poor believe they can't, they don't. Number 16 and the last. The rich sees money as a tool. The poor sees money as an end. Because the poor sees money as an end, they are enslaved by it. They live all their life working for it, chasing after it, and running toward it. Whereas the rich sees money as a tool for freedom, happiness, and empowerment. So their approach and strategy toward money is different. They don't pursue it, they position for it. They don't live for it, rather, they align their lives to attract it. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell to enjoy more life shifting and empowering videos like this.